Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Raphael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday, right? That's what everybody says, even though I'm not eating tacos today. Well, today I want to talk to you about shopping for sneakers. Welcome to New Tip Daily, episode number 77. So I did go shopping. I went to a place. It's a pretty cool place. It's called DSW. And then here in Long Island, they have several of them. So I went to one that was near. One of my instructors took the teens to bowling, teens and adults. She took them to a bowling party. So I went along, I tagged along, and, they were having such great time that I bought them drinks and I bought them food and all that stuff. And they asked me how come I wasn't bowling. It's because I said I wanted to enjoy them and watch them. And I took pictures of them and all that. So it was a lot of fun. And they had a great connection. So it was a bunch of them connecting outside of doing martial arts. So it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun to see. So then I did put in my GPS, the place is DSW near me. And I went to one in Syosset, right? And when I went in there, I went in to buy sneakers. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't need sneakers. I have probably about 20 something pairs of sneakers. But the reason I'm always buying sneakers is because I'm always working out. I'm always moving. So I have to protect my feet. And we'll go into more of that on tomorrow's episode. So I did buy two pairs of sneakers. Let me show you. I went, and as you can see, I have two cool bags, right? DSW. Let me show you the first pair of sneakers that I found. This is not necessarily an unboxing video, and I'm not promoting these people. I'm just saying this is what I got, right? So, it's on backwards. So, yep, I did buy a pair of Skechers. And the reason I bought them, and you're going to notice something about my sneakers, by the way, is because of the comfort, right? These, when I tried them on, my gosh, I was like walking on cloud nine. So, really comfortable, and they fit really well. The cool thing about these particular ones is that I don't have to tie my shoelaces, and they snap back. So once I open it up, put my feet in, snaps back. I don't have to worry about my shoelaces. So that was this purchase. This was the first ones I bought. And then, because of course, like I said, that's more like a walking type of sneaker. So when I'm lounging, walking around, going to stores, going to eat, going to do things, even going to go see friends, I got those. And then I got probably my favorite brand, New Balance. So here's the box to New Balance, right? And the reason I like New Balance a lot is because of the way my feet like them a lot. I've tried a lot of other sneakers. So one of the things for me, it was about just getting this really good looking sneaker. And like I said, if you know anything about me and sneakers, for the most part, they have to be black. I love black sneakers. Why? I just do. It it brings joy to my heart. So going shopping for sneakers is extremely important. And I've learned so much about sneakers because when I was younger, I had I had polio. So I lost the ability to walk. And because of that, I had to wear special braces to learn how to walk again for quite some time. And then I had to wear special shoes. So I could not buy regular sneakers or shoes. I had to go to a specialty store and buy them that were fitted for me, all this stuff. Eventually, I got out of them. And the fact that I can work out, the fact that I can move is amazing. So I appreciate my feet. I appreciate the fact that I can walk, that I can move. It's a gift, right? It's a gift that I'm always taken care of, right? One that if you think of it, always polishing it, always taking care of it. Because I don't ever want to go back to what it was, where I couldn't walk. And, with polio, they say it can't come back. So I do take care of my feet. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But the other thing that for me, so buying sneakers has always been something that was difficult. And I'll tell you why. Because I didn't know. I didn't know the importance of buying sneakers every 6 months. And that actually anywhere from like maybe 3 times a year to 2 times a year, not once a year or once every few years. Reason being is you have to protect your feet. So sneakers wear out, and depending on how you walk, they wear out at different places. And so one of the things that my son, Marco, became a shoe fanatic, literally shoe fanatic, sneakers to be in fact. And he would watch unboxing videos for hours on sneakers. He would get all the details, how they were made, all these. He would draw sneakers. This kid was obsessed with sneakers. And it was pretty interesting where a new sneaker was coming out. He knew when, where, and all these things. That he even made me drive an hour to a specific store in Manhattan just for the unveiling of a particular sneaker. And wow, I did not realize back then. I used to just go and get sneakers anywhere, no big deal. But the sneakers that he used to buy were not cheap. And when I say he, I meant his mom. So I refused to buy him sneakers that were $300 to $600 when you can easily buy sneakers for anywhere from 79 to 149, and they were good sneakers. But he was more of the designer sneaker kid, if you will. And for him, it was beyond. So this particular time, when I took him to buy sneakers, it cost me quite a bit of money. And I because he's such a good kid, I said, listen, I'm going to do it one time. I said, but from now on, man, you got to learn to make your own. So it cost me like 300 and something to get him one pair of sneakers. Now, why did I do it when I know that so many people in the world, $300 is a lot of money. And this is not recent. This was probably 12 years ago. So you can imagine the price of that. The same sneaker today would probably be $500-600, but it was 300 and change. I think it was 320 something, 319 maybe. And by the time tax comes around, so you're looking at almost 350. So why did I do it? Well, one, he's a really good kid. I mean, really good. Couldn't have asked for a better son. And because of his passion. But I did it one time. I bought him that expensive type of sneaker once. And I let him know. I said, look, his mom and I are divorced at that time. And I said, you're getting your sneakers. I said, you have some really expensive sneakers. At the time when I bought him that, he was only 10. He already owned, like, I'm going to call him the Imelda Marcos, right? If you remember the Filipino leader's wife who wore all these, she had hundreds of sneakers. Meanwhile, everybody in her country was starving. So I called my son Imelda, and because his name is Marco, her last name was Marcos. So it was pretty interesting. And so his mom was always trying to, I guess, buy him love instead of show him the value of things. So whatever he wanted, the kid would have a Gucci belt for $500-600. He at 10 years old. Like, wow, that is crazy. Now, when you think about the value of a sneaker, this kid was a collector too. So he didn't throw his sneakers away. He took his sneakers, he cleaned them, he knew how to clean them professionally. He understood everything about sneakers. So that was one trip that we did. I went to another trip with him. He found a sneaker store not too far from our house. It was maybe 25 minutes. And so we go there and I said, Marco, I'm not buying you sneakers today. He goes, Dad, please, please take me. I just want to go. There's some new sneakers I want to check out. Okay. I took him. And, kids, I think at this point he might have been 14 years old. And here's the funny thing. He went and he asked for a particular pair of sneakers. And the clerk started telling him about sneakers. And my son corrected the clerk. He goes, no, this is what's really going on with these sneakers. And the clerk sat back. He's like, what? How do you know so much? You know more than me. I work here. Da, 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 da. And so the owner of the store heard my son, immediately came and offered him a job. My son is tall, so he didn't know that my son was only 14. But he goes, oh, you can come work part-time after school, whatever. And my son declined because he wasn't ready to go to work for a sneaker store. And I said to him, if you ever want to have a job, you need to work in a shoe store or a fashion store, clothing store. He's also into clothes. So the fact that he knew more than the person that worked there went to show me that when you have somebody work for you, they need to know what it is they're selling. They need to know the latest thing on it. Listen, if you have 5,000 products, it's going to be difficult, but you should be somewhat well versed in the items that, the high ticket items, if anything else. You need to know those. So my son knowing more than the clerk, my son knowing more than the owner, because the owner started asking my son questions about sneakers. He goes, how about these? And my son would tell him, and how about these? And my son would tell him, and he's like, you're amazing. You need to come work for me. And so my son never wanted to work for the guy. But the sneakers in that store were high end. They were not cheap. I think my son tried to get me to buy him a $280 sneakers. And I said to him, no, I told you, we're not here to buy you sneakers. You already have. And, eventually, guess what? His mom took him back to that store and bought him sneakers. So why was she doing that? Because she was appeasing him and showing him that She loved him, but I show him love differently. Well, maybe for a teenager, that's not how they want to see it. They want to see it. You love me if you buy me this, you buy me that. So sneakers, shopping for sneakers, you can learn so much. So what I learned when I went shopping for these particular sneakers that I just got on Sunday was how the clerk was super nice. Now, I had information on my phone about my birthday coming up and so forth. And so DSW sent me an email, and I said, oh, I might as well go because I need sneakers anyway. And so I opened my phone and I showed him the email that I got because I got a discount or something. And usually I'm not a coupon shopper, but I said, it sounds like a pretty good deal. And I showed it to him. He goes, oh, that looks small. He goes, so here's what he did. He said, is it okay? Because I put it on the counter and I put it for him. I pushed it towards him. He goes, is it okay if I touch your screen? Now that, before he touched my phone, he asked me, is it okay if I touch your phone and open your screen up more? That was great. And I told him, I said, I like the way you did that. The fact that you asked me for permission, because most people would just put your hands on your phone and try to open it up, and that would have been wrong. So he did the right thing. He was a super nice kid. He helped me out a lot. I thanked him. I couldn't tip him, otherwise I would have. But that's an employee you want. And so what I did is, I'm going to be honest, I gave him my card. I said, if you're looking for, you know, career change, give me a call. So I gave him my card. He thanked me. We don't know. He may call one day. But that's the kind of person I would want working for me. So what did I learn about shopping for sneakers? I learned that every sneaker you try on, even though it's your size, doesn't always fit comfortably. Price, listen, you get the cheap. They had cheap sneakers there too. I mean, not that cheap, but cheap enough. And the cheap ones, they didn't feel good. And I need my sneakers to fit me good because I wear them all day long. By the way, just so you know, I don't wear my shoes in my house. I put on my slippers when I come home, or I go barefoot because I don't want to bring dirt or glass or any gook into my home. That the floors are clean. I mean, you could eat off my floors. Why? Because that's how I want my house. So it's important for everyone to understand that. And by the way, I change my shoes several times a day, right? When I get up in the morning, I put on my slippers or I go barefoot. And then I go to my foyer and I put on my workout sneakers and I go to the gym. And then I come home, I take them off. I put on my slippers again. And then I go back out. And depending on where I'm going, I'll put on either the same shoes, same sneakers, or a different pair of sneakers. Then I go, if I'm going to go teach Kung Fu, I wear my Kung Fu sneakers. They're different, they're flat soled. But if I'm going to teach a boxing or kickboxing class, well, I don't teach kickboxing anymore, but in case I have a trial or so forth, then I put on a different pair of sneakers. So you need to talk to somebody when you buy sneakers because there's different kinds of sneakers. You have walking sneakers, you have running sneakers, you have CrossFit sneakers, right? So you're going to do cross trainers, if you will, not CrossFit. So cross training sneakers, you have wrestling shoes or sneakers. So there's a sneaker for every one of you. There's hiking sneakers, hiking boots, hiking. There's so many different ways. Listen, if you're going to, like my one of my good friends, Mr. Gillette, right? I like his last name because it reminds me to keep a clean shave. So he he's an ultra marathoner. He runs 800 miles. So he'll hike for days. So I will say to him, "What sneakers are you wearing?" Because those are choices that are very important if you're going to go that long time. And think about, you're going to get blisters, you're going to get sore feet. So it's important. So when it comes that you're going to do something like that, right? You need to have the right shoes. And another episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about wearing the right shoes, because the right shoes are the ones that fit you. Not the Listen, you cannot have shoes that fit someone else and fit you comfortably. They have, unless they're exactly your same shoe size, then that's when they would be okay. But also there's, narrow feet, wide feet, extra wide. So they have that at the store if you go to a good store. And here's the other thing. Your feet may grow. When I was 18, I used to wear 9.5. Now I wear an 11. So why? Because maybe I was shoving my feet into smaller sneakers thinking I only needed smaller ones. And then I said, I need my feet to be able to have a little room. They don't have to be right up to the front, right? They don't have to slide in and pop in, if you will. So you want to have comfort in your shoes. So thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Raphael. Thank you for being here on New Tip Daily. And today we talked about shoes and shopping for shoes. Join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the importance of happy feet. And I've had clients who are podiatrists and some of the tips they've given me. So tomorrow is a tip on taking care of your feet. It's important. So thank you so much for being here. If you have any tips, please share them. Find me on my social media. Anywhere you see it on the screen right there. I would love to hear some tips from you. This is a great week. I have a great gentleman coming on Friday, Travis. He's going to be talking to us about, progressive attitudes, behaviors, and all these things. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Make sure you have an exceptional day today. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.